All right, yes, you're welcome back to the Balanced Diet of Teletainment this early morning. Now, of course, so you don't hear that better exercise tips. Hope so you follow them. Papa Jojo, they always give us that one from Monday, go read Friday. Now, of course, so we get a very, very two-kaja gentleman guest inside the building. Now, this one's now young people where they're interested in the movement of our country to the permanent site. Now, one of them for my immediate or for my far left, now Dr. Chris David will be futurist, and he's also a strategic leader in his own field. Also, for my immediate left, we get Mr. Henry Agbebire, yes, himself too, now trainer, life coach, and writer. Now, collectively, two of them, they get over 20 years experience, collective experience where they get over 20 years in the field where they do. So, I just look at the imagine, I just look the way they so young, but with the wealth of knowledge, Una welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Good to have you in the house. Now, I must say, Mr. Chris David, one of the things where you do now to organize youths together and train them on what leadership is all about. Now, looking at the present administration where we did for Inside Wobodo, Nigeria, would you say to a certain extent we have a good leader?
Well, when we want to talk about good leadership, it's usually subjective, based on what are the issues on ground. So good leadership or a good leader is subjective. You need to look at certain other things. Now, everybody go talk, say, we don't see, people don't come, they don't go, they make promises, and they couldn't fulfill those promises. So on that premise or on that basis, if you look at waiting day ground now, you go fit talk, say, the people when they, not they do well. But the people when they go tell you, say, it's based on some other things when they come meet for ground. That's why they never feel do well. So, however, we need to look at what are the issues, what are the knowledge, what are the skills that each leader bring to the table. So that is the perspective when I want to say, make I talk, discuss this topic. Now, in Nigeria today, we are looking at 57 years of independence, and we still be underdeveloped. Things like water, things like electricity, and all those things, we never forget. So why is it that we never forget all these things? And the time when people, they campaign, when one get new leadership, now all these things they go promise, say they go do when they don't enter power. But they don't forget this thing. So the difference, we say, now our value system, now be the problem for this country. Because our value system, if we never get them right, there's no way we will forget all these things when they make people happy, when we make
So who
life.
gets the value system right?
Yes, the value system, there are basic things. First of all, we need to know what in the value system. The value system, we say, now, these little things, when we they take for granted, but when really matter, things like equality, things like integrity, things like diligence, those are the things that we need to really take serious for Nigeria. So that country, when all of us they look at, when we won't be like Dubai, we won't be like US, won't be. Those are the things that actually build those nations.
Okay, now I would like to ask Henry, because now would they look at our country, Nigeria, knowing that Nigeria is one of the most populous countries in Africa, and we get so much potentials. We not say the youth age, or rather the age now between 18 to 35 years of age, and with waiting would they see our leaders do, and with waiting we don't see the ones before do. To the present one where they now on ground, how you feel say our youth that are over 33 million in this country, how you feel say their orientation or the impression where they get fit ever change? Because if you waka go the streets of Lagos, ask the average youth what you want be today or why you want what you want be, they all now they just want blow. If they want enter political office, they go say, look, that one now. You see the money where you gather now.
My sister, and a better question you ask, because this matter they trouble me. We day nation when we say you see young people, some go school, then go say na yahoo yahoo. Now these same young people, all of them, they point finger, say, oh, our leaders, oh, our leaders fail us. You know, whatever way they want, they fit to get the money, make them get the money. Now there is no way two wrongs can make it right. I feel say make young people sit down, make them introspect. I beg, I want to talk something. You get some research we carry out. We look at countries like Dubai, Singapore, even United States, UK, so many of them. All of these countries, you just discover, say, within the last 20, 25 years, they don't blow. They blow not be small. There's one man they call Link Kuan Yew, into Singapore one. Now, what I discover, we say, they get what thing happen for these countries. When we, as we like to make Nigeria change, make it be a good country, we need to do those things. Our youth need to do those things. What are those things? Like Chris, they talk. We need to change our attitude. Now, the only way I feel say this youth, they feel change it. Now, we need that introspection. That's why we start this program. Say we need to gather them together, tell them the truth, and not believe in wealth when you go make today, then tomorrow you die. You not add any value. Our leaders don't fail us. So our youth, what I want me to do, make them start from somewhere. We need to change our ways. I go school. For this same country, I see people when they do yahoo yahoo. I refuse to do yahoo yahoo. What until they do, not until they manage. The way I did so. So I feel, say, every youth, one of the things they need to do now to say, this old system don't fail us. This short way, look at where carry us reach. 57 years after. Everybody want to do one quick, want to do one fast. Leaders, they say them be leaders. Okay, they don't fail us. But the leaders don't fail. What is the issue? Corruption, inequality. We see no diligence. Person go doing work, you're not doing well. You go to school, you say you want, bros, I won't get degree, I won't pass. You go to, they'll say, nah, blocking. They'll say they won't block. They pass. All these things need to stop.
Now, when people say our leaders don't fail us, sometimes, I don't know, maybe not just me, I try to find some angle to them. Because does it mean that our youth not feel copy from the good leadership, but we don't actually get in Nigeria? Because when you say our leaders, you just generalize, say we never actually produce good leadership in Nigeria. Would you say we never produce good leadership?
No, good.
When you see the likes of Batunde Fashola, Lagos today is like this because of in good leadership. You go to, you see Donald Duke, good leadership to actually make that place a better place. Now you see the Oga of JAM remitting 5 billion naira to federal government, where the former ones, they remit 3 million. Would you say that is not good?
No, not true you talk, my sister, but may I tell you, see, that's a small amount of leaders you talk. And make I tell you, leaders not be Fashola alone. Fashola not fit do everything alone. The teacher for school, when you see say they do GC, teacher go join students, they cheat, they give them answers. No be leader. The woman for market, when we say you they sell, you go change the mood, take cheat person. No be leader.
I like it, because people just see that those
the leaders play the few, now only few. That's why when they say we go start from the grassroots. Everybody now be leader. In fact, the definition of leadership, the leadership is you. First, you go start to lead yourself. So when you start to lead yourself, then you will feel lead other people. May we start from somewhere. So I feel say the example not reach. People, we all need to be example. As I did now, I get people when they work under me. I should be a good example to them.
Now, Dr. Chris, I would like to ask you, because if we talk of leadership, I mean, I know it cuts across so many sectors. Now, you get one adage where even our in-house analysts you could create. It's say na big man, big bill. Small man, big jail. Now, this one, it brings to question the justice system. It be like, say, because our youth, they look waiting and they see. Big man will then catch with thief big money today. We feel not hear the end of that story. The highest one will go here and say he forfeit. And that's because he has excess. So he can as well forfeit this one. But small man will thief chicken. Well, we not say the reason why he thief chicken, not because of greed. If it be saying a hunger. You go here say that kind of person, they send him to 3 years in jail. You go here say they give Uncle Boko flog and like 50 times. How you feel say the youth? It still comes back. I know say it still comes to your orientation, but even as they orientate them, they see all these things live and direct.
But when they see no say Dansuki there for inside prison.
Oh, that's just
no,
one.
I'm just saying. And they said very soon. I'm just saying.
The EFCC could not even interrogate her because for inside UK, they don't even give a chance. EFCC official chance for them to enter. So what if you talk, Dr. Chris?
You see, the question when you ask, Nain Oibodi call fundamental question. Fundamental question. Because when God creates all of us, they say He created us equally. But at any point where humans decide to change that equality, then you will come to get things like corruption, insecurity, kidnapping, and all that. So the question when you ask, the answer be saying, now inequality. when the system of a country is designed on inequality, now waiting go to see, say it go to happen, because as you talk and so, big man still, they will charge them small money, but charge them small money, then they let them go. Poor man still, they say, okay, make you go to jail. That is inequality. And when that kind of system dey, then you see everybody go dey look for what they call shortcut to say, okay, how will you join the ranks so that you two go dey play as a big man? You understand? So for this country to be what we are looking at, then we have to address the issue of inequality. For me, as a leadership expert, I don't talk and say, the problem of Nigeria not be corruption. Corruption na symptom. The job like say when you get malaria, you go get headache, you go if you get cold, if you get fever. But until they give you the medicine for malaria, now wetin go cure and be that. So until we cure what they call inequality for this country, we will keep on having issues like Biafra agitation. We will still have issues like Boko Haram. We have issues like kidnapping. We have issues like all this Yahoo when they talk. In other countries, when would they like wrong go? They design the country such a way that it is equal. Countries like Singapore, 9 out of every household get their own homes, their own personal house.
9 out of 10?
Out of 10.
Yeah, out of 10.
90%.
You understand? So 90%. So when if you dey live for that kind of country, you not go do fast track, you not go do shortcut. Because they design the country such a way that if na pepper you dey sell, you go get the house when befit a pepper seller. If na vulcanizer, you go get your own house. So the problem when we dey face for this country, na inequality.
But you know, so we get adage we talk say all fingers are not equal. So that adage, are you trying to say that adage is wrong now in this 20th century?
Because to give an example, not just in Nigeria where inequality they actually strive, and it's not something where we actually come out overnight. That one not go give room to good leadership. See us Capitorius, a killing girlfriend. How many years a sentence out to prison? 6 years because they get money. So how can we get rid of that rich man gets free grants and then poor man they actually sentenced to jail? How can we get rid of that?
No, but wait till you go say at least there was justice.
How many years justice? If not poor man, they will send them to death by hanging.
Let's give you a recent example. All of us like football.
Yes.
You know, say recently, Rooney they banned him 2 years for making off it drive, for drinking. Drinking and driving.
Yes, drinking under influence.
That can't even happen for Nigeria.
You know, say if not poor man to the fee actually stop him from driving for 5 years.
That was waiting they do that is the penalty for that kind of offense when he commit. Okay. So what we are saying in Nigeria is until we get to that point where that equality is there. You understand? When we have that equality, like you said, all fingers are not equal, but all the fingers, they get the role when they play, which makes them equal. You understand? If your finger, now, waiting is supposed to be this, they use and they do that one. This other one, they do that one. That is what we call equality. You understand? So this country, Nigeria, will keep on going in circles. We go keep on talking about this poverty until the question of inequality is addressed.
So let's take restructuring now into place now. You feel, say, restructuring will actually help to solve the problem of inequality?
Okay.
Let me ask you.
Restructuring, it goes solve them, but it depends on how they want to restructure. Because this restructure, when are they here? Be like the one we say, make we divide, make we divide. No be divide. If you divide Nigeria into 3 now, each portion will divide again. Yeah. That portion will divide again. Me, now Delta man I be, take South, divide us. When you divide us finish, we go tell you, say, those of us from Delta, we're different. Even within our Delta, I go tell you, say, oh, I be Robo, I be Shakiri. Now their problem they start. So you go see, say the problem not be to divide us into fragments, small. Now to restructure our mind. Now to restructure our system. Now to restructure our value system. When we say inequality, equality when they talk about, so not be say everybody will get the same money. Not say everybody will stay the same house. But everybody will get the same right to things. The school when my pikin won't go, he go fit get right, go that school. Not because say money not dey, he not go fit go that school. Now be the quality we dey talk. So the restructuring when we want, when we go change this country, now restructuring when go start from top to bottom. As the leaders then go change, because if the leaders will help, see what thing they happen now. Jam, you know, what we never hear before.
At all.
They say 3 million, then 5 billion. Small change they come.
But now, if we get still the same people, in the system, we say we want to change the system, right? Would they try restructure the system? But if not the same people, we don't they do a lot of badness when inside that same system, still they there. Doctor, how can that restructuring take effect?
Okay, that's why we say let new leaders emerge.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm talking about Emerging Leaders Forum. These now people, these now professionals. When for now, we not they think of waiting they happen. We get our own business, we do our own things. But we don't see, say, if we not change this country, the country will remain like that. And with the small knowledge when we get, we need to spread this knowledge. And like my brother here talked, leadership starts from you. So as we spread this message, we know that, okay, it's bad to do this, it's good to do this. So from your own corner where you did, may you start to do good. And one of the things that we can do, for example, during election, most people know they vote. So we are saying that as citizens too, or followers, you get part to play to choose who go make this thing better. So going forward, make we take interest on waiting concern us or waiting they go on for this country. So until we have so many of these youths, where it's okay, they are interested in choosing or who becomes the next local government chairman, councillor or commissioner and all that, the country will not go fit change.
Mr. Harry, so far with our interaction with those youth, you don't see traces of emerging leaders in them?
Oh, yes. The emerging leaders when they talk, so now people, ordinary people, not be politicians per se, but if you go be politics later, we'll not care. Make we start the change ourselves. But we go start for where would they work, the things would they do. We go all day involved in election. We go vote. Because at the field, say people, these are people when we say you not go feel bribe. How you go to sell your future? You go imagine this same country where they talk. So somebody they won't vote, you give them 2,000, the person go vote you. The person take 2,000 and sell in future. How you go take 2,000 and sell in future?
Because people are hungry in the country.
That won't change now.
I understand.
Which kind of hunger will make you? They sell your future.
I understand. Say we they try and make change. But when these people at this point, as you they follow them, they talk. So they talk with mouth. They see money will go satisfy their hunger at that time. For people like you and I, will they see the future? For them, they see now. They see how they go fit survive now. Some of them, when you go meet them, they go tell you, say, you they come to whenever chops his money, they talk of with mouth. When person want give me money for you, they go tell you, some of them go tell you, hold her. See, I go collect that money, go sit down, for where I did.
When you chop and finish,
no, when change this perception.
See, because we get perception missing as also money.
Yes.
The money don't change their life. You don't collect the 2,000, you don't get food this moment. What about tomorrow? Then I'm waiting with the one let them know. Say, why you go sell your future? Why they say everything are food and money? Why they say life now all about only money? If they money, bro say if you just bring the cash, I go do them. That system, when leaders don't teach us when we not like, we won't change them. Life not be only about money. Life is all about values. So when they want to tell them, say, what thing be 2,000 naira with future? So I know say that's small. It's not go easy.
Yeah. Because
everybody will tell you, say, bros, you never chop. Now that one, look, leave all the story. You know, we're saying start somewhere. Then we want also inculcate in them. Say, this 2,000 now, if you make them. That waiting make you think say 2,000 are big deal. Now laziness they worry you. Now the small work they give you now even prudence to manage your money now they kill you. So you get 20,000 yesterday you just can't spend them anyhow. But now that one will help you. So that's another person get that 20,000 they manage them. Then before another one will come. All those small things now will they teach them. Make them understand say this life not be just about sell your conscience because you're not good. When who they rain now they'll just come. But one politician will just throw money give everybody. Oh yeah, more they take election. No. The kind of leaders will they build now individuals. Young people when they say tomorrow when they come out you go like them. You go like them. They say they believe say look this small win they man him. then go there incorruptible, then go there sincere, then go there straightforward. So we don't tire to say money. Money. See where money carry us reach now.
I truly like on our point on ground. So when does Emerging Leader Forum take place again? Just let us know. Yeah,
they go on for social media, but October 2nd, we won't meet, talk about these emerging leaders. And you see, Oyibo talk say knowledge is power. You understand? That person, when they collect 2,000 votes or collect bag of salt or bag of rice, now in knowledge, now they make and they talk, do that kind of thing. So now, we won't start to educate people. May they begin to see. By the time you tell person, say, see, if you vote the right person, you are supposed to get your own house. Drive the kind car when you want drive. Compare with the 2,000. Compare with the bag of rice when they give you. You go see to say the person who can't think right. Say, now true, if these correct people did, let me say, I'm not going to be tenant again. I go be my own landlord.
So October when this one, the Shele?
October 2nd.
Where be the place they have?
For Muson Center.
Muson Center.
I won't add this one.
All right, please.
Because we want that day, one thing we want to teach them. They say, she will not like Dubai. Will not like all these fine countries. How then take get to where they be? How they take reach there? Now we won't tell them. Say, and not be question of leadership. And this leadership now between you and me. Now you will change this leadership. So how those countries reach where they did today when everybody happy, everybody want to run go there. Now we won't show them that. Maybe they can see how these countries reach where they did. Now small thing. And then go learn them. But if we decide to do them, we will get the result.
Okay. So that's your Facebook and Instagram handle?
The handle
so that follow?
Yeah, it's ELF Nigeria.
ELF Nigeria.
All platforms.
For Instagram, for Twitter, for Facebook.
Yes.
ELF Nigeria. I totally like this. Thank you so much, Dr. Chris David, and thank you so much, Mr. Harry. Very nice conversation on restructuring and leadership in Nigeria.
All right, and this is now the time we'll get with our guests for Inside the Building. But we never still finish, so no go anywhere. When we come back, our newsroom to hear what's happening in the world of news. When you come back.
Thank you. All right, welcome back. Thanks a bunch to Judah Tigbo for giving us some sports update this morning. And thanks a bunch also to GBK for letting us know other things where they share left for Inside the News in Obodo, Nigeria. Time has reached for us to leave, but we're not going to leave without giving you a recap of all the things that we don't do today.
Exactly. All right. So beginning of the show, we give you everything we shared over the weekend. We'll do small recap of that one. And then after the recap of all the stories we shared over the weekend, we'll come on second to Story for Inside with Papers. Then after Story for Inside with Papers, what did you do?
We had two Kajat Gateway join us in the house, Dr. Chris David and Mr. Henry. And we talk about restructuring and strategic leadership in Nigeria. Very, very nice conversation. Just head over to our YouTube page and you will see the interview for you to actually watch. Thanks a bunch to all those who stay tuned to the Good Morning Nigeria show. We will see you again tomorrow. My name is Sirimen Uvi Ehigiamusoy.
And officially the most productive day of the week, Tuesday, 26th day of September. See you then. Lichi Inobong.
See you tomorrow. Lola will be with us tomorrow.
I suppose you know say Ogaju there.
Ogaju there.
I want to do you like that. Oh, wow.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.